So at the motor show they've got the SV Autobiography long wheelbase. So let's go through this and see what difference. So this is the 2018. It's got some cool new features in it. So obviously being the SV Autobiography, it's got the textured lettering. I don't know if I can get the camera angle, but you can see it's got the chrome outer, and then inside it's got like the check finish. Also we've got the grille for the SV with these sort of flying sort of slats in the middle of the grille. Maybe if I come up you can see them clearer there. The normal grille didn't have these extra floating bits in it. So this is a 2018, so compared to the earlier model, this light here is much squarer here. Now the difference on the front bumper, the SV Autobiography had this sort of this loop that goes round, whereas the other one cuts through, so it's a slightly different front bumper there as well. Let's have a look what other cool features we've got on this one. So there we go, so this is the SV model. Now in addition to it being the SV Autobiography, it's also the long wheelbase, so you can see on the door here. And this one is actually longer, and particularly it's the rear door that's longer. Another interesting thing is the door handle here is chrome. So it's got the chrome, you can see the reflection here. The two-piece door handles, I've not seen that in chrome before. So let's take a look inside. You'll notice straight away that on the door you've got much more controls. You've got the seat controls are on the door, which is far more convenient than where they normally are down here. And you'll see on the seats they've gone for this sort of almost quilted pattern with perforated, because I'm sure it's got the cooled heating, and it's got all the normal SV refinements. So you've got this sort of nail diamond effect surrounds here. On the armrest adjusters you've got these nailed effect, and that's carried all the way through a lot of the instruments. You can see it on here. On the gear selector panel you can see it's got the same effect. Around the starter ring there as well, it's got the same effect. So they're all the nice touches with the SV. It's got the wood rim steering wheel. You can see it's got the backlit switches. When the ignition's not on, you can't see these. It's just a gloss finish. They've done a nice new, because obviously the dash is the screen, and they've got this nice sort of retro looking dial thing for the screens, which is quite cool. But also the foot pedals, you can see it's got the SV Autobiography foot pedal where they've got that sort of diamond effect around the outside. They've carried that through as well. So if I move to the rear, it's got the different rear bumper. So this is the SV Autobiography rear bumper under here. You can see it's got the different exhausts. The rear lights may have a slight different colouring. It's hard to tell because they're on at the moment. One thing I have noticed is this strip here is chrome. I've not seen that before. And you can also see there the SV Autobiography badge. So if you were going to place one of those, hopefully you can get the location to place it. And again, you can see it's got the lettering on the rear the same. Obviously got power tailgate, which is fairly standard. The rear load space cover is stitched leather, which is nice because the fabric ones do get a little dirty. It's got a little stainless steel finisher there. I missed over that. Other than that, there's a power outlet. We certainly haven't got that in ours. 240 volt power outlet, so you can plug in. The carpet seems they haven't put the teak floor. We've seen the teak floor before. Right, this one's got two-tone paintwork. It might be more tricky to see, but there we go. You can see the two-tone paintwork, and you've also got the different side vents here. So you've got the chrome fins down here. But let's have a look in the back, because that's where all the money goes on this car. So if you look in the rear here, this is really a car for someone who's not driving themselves, who's being chauffeured. And there's some quite cool features. A lot of electronic stuff here. So if you press this button here, you can see in there, and you got some electronic charging bits and pieces there, which is pretty cool. You've got here you can put your drinks in here, and this is actually heated. So if you close this and lift it up here, there's actually a switch under here, and you can actually have that heated to keep your coffee warm. Now, yeah, this one's quite cool. If you press one of these here, the fridge, the fridge opens here, so we can get in the fridge, and in there we got a little place we can put a bottle of champagne. I'm told you can get a bottle of champagne and some glasses in there, and when you're done with that, you can close that up.
But yeah, if you want to know something else about the things here,
you can press the button there, and the doors will close. You have to
even also this one here
to press.
You can do it electrical. Yes, okay. Footrest.
You can see here we've got the clock with the diamond effect, and they got some blinds going on here as well. Also on the side of the console here, you've got a little panel here, and here you've got a 240 volt outlet, so you can plug in and charge your laptop and work. One of the really cool things is it's actually got a picnic table that pops out, so if you lift this up and press for the picnic table, so yeah, it's actually this button here, I think, will raise up the table. So when you press that, some trickery happens, and then the table starts coming out. Okay, and if you wait for it, it goes up, and then what you can do is you can lift up the table like so. I'm a bit close. Yeah, so you have to then press the unlock button here to lift it up further, and then it lifts up, and there we go. And then it's even got a little slot in the front here that you can sort of put your iPad in to work. Other features include on this, I'll go around the other side and show you some more. So the hyper luxury is for the person not sat behind the driver. So now we're sat in the passenger side, so we're not behind the driver now, and there's some more luxury features here. So here you can select which side of the sunblind you're selecting, and you can, I'm assured, put the blinds up. The ignition might need to be on for that, but you can put these sun blinds up. You can also, there's a button here for putting the chair in the fully relaxed mode. It might be this button here. So what that does is that the touch of one button here, it tips this chair forward, and it will release this footrest here. Okay, so the footrest comes down. Okay. Yeah, just hope you got no one sitting in the passenger seat. And then when that's got that, and then it'll bring there's a little footrest out that's going to come up and support my feet here, and then we can do that. Now obviously you wouldn't want to put your shoes on that, so there is actually, oh there we go, that's all coming out, so then I can really go to sleep. And it's actually slightly reclined the seat here, so we can put all that back, and that will do all that automatically for you. Move up the footrest, put everything back. Now one additional feature here is there's a tray here which we can pull out, and then we can put our shoes in there, and I guess you could get your slippers out if you wanted, and that goes back in. So you've obviously got heated and cooled seats. You've got a map light here, and you can have different lighting modes for working or for working on your iPad. You've got your deluxe coat hooks here to hang your jacket up. There's screens mounted in the back here. So that is super luxury. So there you go, there's my quick tour around the SV Autobiography.